Today we're going to do a repair on my trusty old lawnmower. We're going to give it a full service. I've had this for 8 years now and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's a Qualcast self-propelled petrol mower and it's just worked. It's been brilliant, but it's starting to show some signs of age now. So the control cables are all fraying. I think they're about to snap. And it's never had any service or anything to it. It's just worked. It's been a great little workhorse. However, I think now is the time to give it a bit of a clean, change the filter, change the spark plug, replace the oil, and fix this control cable. So first job is to take out the petrol. So I don't want the petrol sloshing around whilst I'm working on it. Next job is the oil. Somehow we've got to get the oil out. So I'm thinking a similar process. I'll tip it up, find a container and dump the oil out. Right, it's all done. A couple of seconds, just drain that out. Doesn't look like there's any metal or anything in there, so that's good. Right, I think I've got everything that I need. So I've got an official Briggs and Stratton engine care kit. So that's got the 4-stroke engine oil in it, a filter and a spark plug as well. As well as that, I've got the 1.5mm stainless steel cable to replace the control cable. That's got some little extra grommety things as well. And finally, the actual oil filter sort of outer casing's all gunked up, and there's this little rubber thing, I don't know what it's called, but you kind of press it a couple of times just to prime the engine, prime the carburettor. So I want to replace that at the same time. So all in all, it's pretty cheap. I think that was £5 off Amazon. This was about £6 for the cable, and then the most expensive part was the official engine care kit that I'm sure you can buy. If you buy them separately, you can probably get it a lot cheaper, but I know this is exactly the right stuff. So I think it was about £17 off Amazon, that was. So for hopefully another 5 years use, it's next to nothing really. Next, we need to remove the clutch cable or the control cable. There's a spring on the end there. That needs coming off. Then fishing those cables out. Let's have a look around here. 2 cables go up. There's a clip there. Some adjusters there. They're bolted on to there. And then finally, just these Z clips. One on that handle, one on that handle, and you can see here where it's all starting to come apart. That's the one that I need to replace. So somehow I need to replace this Z bit on the end and replace the wire actually inside. So we're going to try and keep the outer sleeving and just replace the actual wire on the inside. So that's the other end. So I think now we should be safe to pull the whole thing out. Although we're going to have to cut this Z piece off on the end. Right, and then we can pull this all the way out. So this is a 1.5mm stainless steel cable. I'm going to measure this cable out now, just so we've got a length to work with. So let's go all the way along, plus we'll take a little bit extra. Right, pig's ear of that one. Okay, it's cut anyway, so I need to straighten those up and twist them back round. Plan is to use, where are we, these things here. These little, I don't know what you call them, grommet things. So on the end here, take the cable out, back in again, and then crimp it. So just in a pair of pliers, just really heavily crimp it. And that now, hopefully, can feed it through. It should fit inside there. Just fits inside there. And that's solid, I think. With the amount of force we're going to put on it, I think that's going to be good. So that's one end done. Next job now, we need to re-thread that cable back through, but before we do that we need some, where are we, WD-40. Find the inlet, which is in there. There we go. So we're spraying that with WD-40 and it's coming out the other end. Just keep spraying until it comes out the other end. I'm going to try and thread that back through. There we go, it all pops out the other end. Hopefully we've got plenty of room. Plenty of room on that to cut. Next we need to pop on the spring again. There we go. Feed that in. We are good. Right, I'm going to try something different than what I've seen on the internet for this. So this little pack of wire comes with these horseshoe things that you can put in there. Just take the strain off the cable. I'll put a little grommet on the bottom there, and then pass that through and do this so you can see it. Push that back through there, and then there you go. So it kind of creates this horseshoe connector at the top. Certainly feels good. Right, next job is spark plug. Using a box spanner for this. Hopefully it'll fit in. Yeah. Right, let's just twist it around a little bit. Out it comes. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice and black. So now we need a new one. So let's just check it. Yeah, identical. So we're just gonna pop that in and tighten it by hand. We don't want to force this at all because we don't want to strip the threads or get it stuck. So best to use your fingers. There we go, so finger tight in there. Then put a box spanner in. We'll just give it a quarter turn just to tighten it up. Again, don't want to tighten it too much, just needs to be seated securely. And back on with the cable, and that one's done. Now for the air filter. So we've got the old, wow, this has never been changed, so it's absolutely filthy. So you can imagine there's no air getting in there, or it's restricting the air. I'm not sure about this. Is that rubber thing that I was on about. I'm going to try and replace that if I can. Oh, that actually comes with a spark plug as well, didn't realise that. So yeah, we've got in here our filters. There's two little filters, we don't need them. Right, this bit here, trick with that is to get it round the right way. So on there, there's two little clips, one either side, sort of sits in like that. I've used a flathead screwdriver. You just have to sort of dig it in, pull it out. Then the next one, obviously with the bit on it, there you go. Get it lined up perfectly, and then it's just a case of pushing that in. Took a little bit of fiddling, but that seems okay, seems solid. And then the filter and everything's back on. All good. Right, next part is oil. So I've lost the, or I don't have the old manual, so what I'm going to do is just keep filling it up until it's right on the dipstick. There we go. All good. Right, so that's the oil in. Final bit we need to do is put some petrol in, and then I think we should be done. There we go. Beautiful. Right, we're good to go mowing again. Now, some of you may have spotted in that last clip that the engine, when I first started, it was running a bit lumpy, and there's a very, very good reason for that. I managed to put oil in the fuel tank a bit and then check it with the dipstick and just keep doing that. So we'll go with, there's half a litre in here. Oh, look how clean that is. Put it back in. It's not really registering anything. Oh shit. Ah, what an idiot. Fuck. Now, in my defense, I've got a very good excuse for this. I got an hour to fix the mower. I had an hour to do the spark plug and the oil before I had to be at an event where my daughter was singing. So I was rushing and not concentrating, and I ended up putting 300 ml of oil into the fuel tank, and I was doing the thing with the dipstick. Oh, it was ridiculous. Once I realised, it was like, oh, poo. So I thought it was the end of the world, but no, it's an easy fix. So if you're in the same situation, all you need to do is drain the oil out of the fuel tank. Get as much of it out as you can, just tip everything upside down. Then pour in some clean fuel, give it a shake around, that'll sort of dilute it, and then pour that out, put some more fuel in. You can do it once or twice if you want to. I just did that once, and then filled it up with fresh fuel, started it up, ran it for about 10 minutes. So it'd be a bit lumpy to start off with. It's obviously got to flush that oil through. So once it gets up to temperature, that burns off and everything's back to normal. So these are pretty hardy little motors, these are. So it won't cause any long-term problems. Now, if after 10 minutes, if it hasn't cleaned up, you might want to just take the spark plug out, just give the end a clean. It might have some oil on it or some soot. But other than that, I think you'll be fine. Just don't make my mistake, take your time and don't put oil in the fuel tank. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.